Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the show that digs through the sources to pull out the knowledge you really need. Think of it as your shortcut to getting properly informed. Today, we're tackling something huge, something that affects millions, but it's often just dismissed, misunderstood, and frankly, overlooked by the very people meant to help. I want you to just picture this. It's real for so many people. 3 a.m., quiet house. Margaret, she's 78, heading to the bathroom, a path she knows like the back of her hand. But then suddenly, nothing. Her foot just catches on thin air, it feels like. Balance gone. That horrible lurch,
Yeah.
But for her, it's real. Devastating. She ends up on the cold bathroom floor, hips screaming in agony. Just sheer agony.
But terrible.
And she can't reach her phone. She's trapped there. Alone. For 6 hours. 6. Until a neighbor finds her.
Just awful to even think about. 6 hours.
And then what happens next? Honestly, it makes you angry.
She finally sees a doctor, right? A young resident. Barely looks up, she said. And he basically tells her, well, Mrs. Johnson, falls are just part of getting older. You'll need to consider assisted living.
Wow. Just like that. Just like that. Like a life sentence delivered casually. Imagine feeling your independence just evaporate. But here's the thing about Margaret. She refused.
Good for her.
Absolutely. She refused to believe that was it. That losing her home, her life as she knew it, was just inevitable. And that refusal, it led her down a path. She started digging, researching.
And found something different, something the doctor missed.
Exactly. She stumbled onto research that showed a different story, a surprising, overlooked truth.
That's such a powerful story to start with. It really highlights how personal experiences can drive us to find answers that, well, that conventional wisdom might miss. Her refusal is key.
It really is. And that brings us to our deep dive today. We're going to peel back the layers on this. We're looking at how specific vitamin deficiencies, things often missed in standard checkups, are directly linked to balance problems.
That creeping muscle weakness people notice.
Yeah, and the loss of coordination.
Yeah.
That combination that just sets you up for a really bad fall.
A perfect storm, really.
We're going to unpack 6 crucial nutrients. 6 things that could genuinely be the difference between living independently, enjoying your life.
And potentially losing everything after one fall. It's that serious.
And this isn't just, a list of vitamins to maybe think about.
No, not at all. We're talking about fundamental biology here, how your body actually works at a cellular level. When these nutrients are missing, your mobility, even your thinking, your whole quality of life can suffer.
The amazing part is the fix often isn't some complicated procedure.
Right. It's often about correcting these underlying hidden deficiencies. Understanding this, it's a game changer for preventing falls in the first place.
So this deep dive, it's really for you. It's about your future, your independence. We want to give you those aha moments, those actionable insights.
Life-changing insights,
So
potentially.
you never have to hear words like assisted living thrown around casually, like Margaret did, without knowing there are other avenues, preventative avenues. Okay, let's really get into the reality of falls, because it's so much more than just getting older.
That phrase really minimizes a huge problem.
It does. Think about it. Have you ever felt that little bit of dizziness when you stand up too fast? Or maybe your legs feel a bit wobbly sometimes.
Or catching yourself on uneven ground, even stepping off a curb sometimes feels precarious.
We've all had those moments, right? And it's so easy to just think, oh, I'm just getting older. Normal wear and tear.
But often it's not just normal.
No. These can be your body's warning flares. Its way of shouting, hey, something's missing here. Signals that key nutrients aren't there. Your body's trying to tell you something fundamental is off balance.
That's such a crucial way to look at it. Our bodies do communicate. That unsteadiness, the slight wobble, the weakness, it usually has a root cause.
It's not random.
No, it's an indicator, often subtle at first, but it can escalate. Ignoring it as just aging means you miss that critical window to intervene. You're ignoring your body's early warning system.
Exactly. And ignoring those warnings, the consequences are, well, they're staggering
Right.
and often irreversible. Let me hit you with some numbers here. These should make everyone pause.
Okay.
Every 11 seconds, an older adult lands in the ER because of a fall.
That's constant, nonstop.
And worse, every 19 minutes, an older adult dies from a fall.
19 minutes, that's horrifying.
And this one gets me, 95%.
Yeah.
95% of all hip fractures in seniors caused by falls.
Almost all of them. That points to a massive prevention failure, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
But
These aren't just random accidents. It's an epidemic. A silent one, maybe, but it's destroying lives and independence.
And a hip fracture. It's rarely just a broken bone for an older person. It's often a point of no return.
A turning point, yeah.
Mortality risk jumps way up in that first year, and it almost always means loss of independence. Long-term care often follows. The severity can't be overstated, which makes prevention just incredibly critical.
Think about the domino effect.
Yeah.
One fall, just one slip, and suddenly someone who's totally independent needs help with everything. Bathing, dressing, cooking.
Things you never think twice about.
Right. That walk to the mailbox, suddenly it's an ambulance ride. Hospital stay, rehab facility for weeks, maybe months.
And then often the move out of their home.
Losing everything they worked for. Their home, their routine, their life. It's a tragic spiral from one single event.
So the big question is, if it's this bad, this frequent, why aren't the interventions more effective? Why isn't prevention front and center?
Good question.
Because the usual story focuses on, loose rugs, bad lighting, external stuff, or just blames frailty.
Haphazards.
Which are important, but it often completely misses the internal factors, the correctable physiological stuff, the nutritional deficiencies that make someone vulnerable in the first place. Yeah. We might be looking in the wrong place for the real solution.
And that is the shift we need. The real lasting solution often isn't another pill or risky surgery or even just more physical therapy, though therapy is important.
Absolutely.
Often it's about addressing those specific nutritional gaps, the ones that are literally draining muscle strength, messing with balance, making you fragile. It's about building resilience from the inside out, giving your body what it fundamentally needs. But here's what really bugs me. If this stuff works, if it's fundamental, why isn't it common knowledge? Why did Margaret have to stumble on it after her fall? What's blocking this information in the system?
It's a fair question, and it's complex. A big part is medical education.
Okay.
On average, medical schools spend less than 20 hours total on nutrition across the entire program.
20 hours, that's nothing.
Practically, yeah.
Right.
Compared to pharmacology or surgery, it's tiny. So doctors often graduate knowing tons about drugs and diseases.
But very little about the basic nutrients that could prevent those diseases in the first place.
Exactly. It's like knowing how to rebuild an engine, but not how to check the oil. They're trained for breakdowns, not preventative maintenance.
Wow.
And then there's the system itself, the incentives. Our healthcare system is mostly built around treating sickness, right? Reacting once something's broken.
Fee for service.
Right. So there's honestly very little financial incentive to push simple, cheap solutions like vitamin supplements, even if they keep people out of hospitals, out of rehab, out of nursing homes.
It pays better to treat the broken hip than prevent the fall with, say, vitamin D.
In many ways, the financial structure leans that way. Complex interventions are often rewarded more than proactive, simple prevention. It's not necessarily a conspiracy.
Just the way the system is set up.
Exactly. It's an outcome of how the system evolved.
Yeah.
So crucial info, like the role of nutrients in fall prevention, can kind of get buried or just become an afterthought.
Which is why we're doing this deep dive. Pulling back that curtain. This isn't just interesting info. This could be the key to you staying independent, staying in your home.
It's about empowerment,
Yeah.
taking control, because the system might not prioritize this for you.
Proactive self-advocacy. Okay, let's get to the core then. Margaret's 6 powerful nutrients. The pillars for strength, balance, coordination. Let's break them down.
All right. And remember, these aren't just 6 separate things. They work together synergistically, supporting your bones, your muscles, your nerves, the whole system that keeps you upright.
Okay, pillar number 1. Probably the most famous, but still misunderstood. Vitamin D. The sunshine vitamin, right? But its role here, way beyond just bones.
Absolutely.
Think of it like the conductor of an orchestra. It's coordinating all these signals between your brain, muscles, bones, keeping everything in sync so you stay upright.
Good analogy.
Without enough vitamin D, it's like trying to dance ballet in the dark. The coordination just falls apart. That split-second adjustment you need when you stumble, that relies heavily on D.
And the deficiency rates are shocking. The sources say up to 80% of seniors are dangerously low.
80%. That's huge, especially if you live up north or spend a lot of time inside.
Right. Less sun exposure, especially in winter. But even just being indoors more, which happens as people age sometimes, it's a massive, often hidden problem.
And here's the bit that often gets missed in doctors' offices. It's not just about bones. Yes, strong bones are vital so you don't fracture if you fall.
Crucial, yeah.
But vitamin D is maybe even more critical for muscle strength, reaction time, that instant ability to catch yourself.
It directly impacts muscle fiber function, how strongly and quickly your muscles contract, how fast the nerve signals travel. That quick step or adjustment that stops a fall, that's vitamin D helping power that.
And the science backs this up, right?
Oh, absolutely. Solid research. Harvard studies, for example, show seniors with good vitamin D levels have about 19% fewer falls. That's a significant drop.
19%. That translates to a lot fewer broken hips, ER visits.
And sustained independence. It's a direct link.
And here's the catch. Tying back to that blind spot, most doctors only test if you ask.
Yeah.
And even then.
They might say your level is normal, but normal on a lab report isn't necessarily optimal for fall prevention.
Right. That normal range might just prevent rickets, but it might be way too low for peak muscle function and balance. You need to aim higher than just not deficient.
Margaret's story is a perfect example. Her daughter, the nurse practitioner, checked. Her D level was barely detectable.
Wow.
Critically low. And it was hitting everything.
Yeah.
Dissolving bones, wasting muscles, messing up the nerve signals to her legs, one deficiency causing a cascade of problems.
Okay, let's move to pillar number 2, vitamin B12. Another one people might know, but maybe not its connection to falls.
Yeah, its role in nerve health is absolutely critical for balance.
Think of it like driving a car with dodgy brakes. The electrical signals aren't reliable. You might be okay for a bit, but eventually.
Disaster. That's what B12 deficiency does to your nerves, controlling balance and proprioception, your sense of where your body is.
And it's common too, right? Especially in seniors.
Very, up to 40% are deficient. And often it's not because they aren't eating B12-rich foods.
So what's the issue?
Absorption. As we age, our stomach produces less acid, less intrinsic factor, both essential to pull B12 out of food and get it into the bloodstream. So you can eat enough, but still become deficient.
And it's sneaky, this deficiency. It creeps up.
Like a thief in the night, as the source material put it. Starts subtly. Maybe just feeling a tiny bit off balance.
There may be tingling or numbness, hands and feet.
Exactly. Difficulty walking straight, muscle weakness, and that really scary feeling like the ground is moving when it's not. Those are nerve damage signs.
Which can lead to peripheral neuropathy.
Precisely. That's damage to the communication lines, the peripheral nerves between your brain and, crucially, your feet. If those nerves are damaged...
You lose the sense of where your feet are.
Exactly. You lose that feedback. Your brain can't adjust your balance properly in real time. Falls become almost inevitable because your internal GPS is shot.
Margaret's B12 level.
Yeah?
It was shockingly low. Her doctor was amazed she could even walk.
Shows how severe it can get.
But the turnaround. Within 6 weeks of taking the right form of B12, this is important, the methylcobalamin form.
Which is the active form, much better absorbed than the common cyanocobalamin.
Right. Within 6 weeks, her balance improved so much she felt, quote, like she had turned back the clock 20 years.
That's incredible, and highlights the importance of the form of the supplement. Methylcobalamin bypasses some of those absorption and conversion issues that get worse with age. Cyanocobalamin, the synthetic one in many cheap multis, needs conversion, and that process often fails us as we get older.
Good distinction. Okay, nutrient number 3, vitamin C. We all think colds and flu, right? Immune booster.
That's the common association, yeah.
But its role in structure in preventing falls. That's new for many people. It's all about collagen.
Exactly. Vitamin C is essential to make collagen, and collagen is the protein that gives structure to almost everything: muscles, tendons, ligaments, skin, blood vessels.
It's like the scaffolding of your body.
Pretty much. It holds you together, provides support. If you're low on C, it's like trying to keep a building standing with crumbling support beams. It looks okay until it suddenly fails under stress.
And here's the scary part you mentioned earlier: as we age, we actually need more C for maintenance.
Yes, that's what the research suggests. Our repair processes need more support, but often older adults consume less due to diet changes, appetite, access to fresh foods.
So demand goes up, intake goes down. That sounds like a recipe for trouble.
It is. Muscles can lose mass and strength. Tendons and ligaments get weaker, more brittle. Joints lose stability. Just walking, reaching, shifting your weight puts more strain on a compromised system. Every movement carries more risk.
And there's science linking higher C levels to better physical function.
Definitely. Studies in good journals, like the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, show seniors with the highest vitamin C intake have better muscle mass, stronger grip strength, which is a really good indicator of overall function, and better balance.
It's a direct link.
A measurable correlation, better C levels, better physical resilience against falls.
And Margaret, even thinking she ate healthily, was low.
Shows how easy it is to miss. But the fix, when targeted, can be quick. Within weeks of boosting her C intake through food and supplements, she felt stronger legs, better balance, more confidence. It wasn't a huge overhaul, just targeted nutritional correction.
Okay, on to number 4, the forgotten vitamin. Vitamin K, specifically K2.
Right. Often overshadowed by D, but critical. It's not just about bones, though that's important. It's about how your body uses calcium.
The calcium traffic cop, making sure it goes into bones, not arteries.
Exactly. K2 activates proteins that put calcium in bones and keep it out of soft tissues where it causes problems.
How does that link directly to falls, beyond just stronger bones?
Well, weak bones obviously fracture more easily if you fall, but K deficiency also affects muscle function, how efficiently they contract, and nerve function, the speed of those balance signals.
Ah, so it hits muscles and nerves too.
Yes. It's like having a sports car with a glitchy transmission. The power's there, but the communication, the execution is unreliable. You can't trust it when you need a quick reaction to stay balanced.
So it impacts the ability to prevent the fall in the first place, not just survive it better.
Precisely. Better muscle and nerve response. And you emphasized K2, not just K1. Why K2 specifically?
Good question.
Yeah.
K1 from leafy greens is mainly for blood clotting. K2 from fermented foods, some animal products, seems to play a broader role in bone and tissue health.
Research suggests K2 is just more effective for activating those key proteins, osteocalcin for bones, matrix GLOM protein for preventing tissue calcification. Plus, emerging research links K2 to nerve health and even mitochondrial function in cells, so it hits more of the systems relevant to fall prevention.
Margaret's doctor saw her low K and thought bone density risk, which is standard.
Right.
But the link to her balance problems wasn't initially made. It took her daughter digging deeper, but once she added K2.
Her bone density improved, and her balance and stability got significantly better, back to levels she hadn't seen in years. Shows the power of addressing that specific K2 form.
Okay, 5th nutrient, coenzyme Q10 or CoQ10, maybe less known.
Yeah, many haven't heard of it or don't link it to falls, but it's fundamental for energy, cellular energy.
Like the spark plug in your cells,
Yeah.
especially muscle cells.
Perfect analogy. CoQ10 is essential for making ATP, the energy currency, inside the mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells. Without enough CoQ10, your muscles just run out of juice.
And the problem is we make less as we age.
Significantly less. Production peaks in our 20s and declines steadily, so our muscles can literally become starved for the energy they need to keep us stable and reactive.
Like trying to react quickly on an empty tank.
Exactly. Weak, sluggish muscles can't respond fast enough when your balance is challenged. Simple things, stairs, curbs, standing up, become risky because the muscles don't have that instant power burst.
And the symptoms are sneaky again, right? Easy to blame on just aging.
Very easy. Feeling tired, heavy legs, needing railings more. People just think, well, I'm getting older.
Instead of, maybe my muscle cells are running low on fuel.
Precisely. It's often a correctable deficiency being misinterpreted as inevitable decline.
Margaret's CoQ10. Practically non-existent, her daughter said.
Wow. That explains the fatigue, the muscle failure.
But again, the turnaround was quick.
Yeah.
Weeks after starting CoQ10, she felt stronger, more energetic, way more confident moving around. The body just needed its fuel back.
Shows how responsive the body can be when you give it the right tools.
Okay, final pillar, number 6. Not one nutrient, but a team. The B-complex vitamins, focusing on B1 thiamine, B6 pyridoxine, and B9 folate.
The nerve and reflex team working together. If one member is off, the whole system suffers.
And they're crucial for nerves, muscle coordination, reflexes.
Absolutely. They do several key things. Maintaining the myelin sheath, the insulation around nerves so signals travel fast, ensuring proper neurotransmitter function, the chemical messengers in the brain, and supporting that super fast brain-muscle communication needed for balance adjustments. Thousands of signals per second.
It's like a high-speed communication network.
Exactly. And if you're deficient in these B vitamins, it's like faulty wiring. Messages get garbled, delayed, lost.
So when you stumble, the message, catch yourself, doesn't get through fast enough.
Or it's not clear enough. That split-second lag can be the difference between staying upright and going down hard.
Margaret's tests showed multiple B vitamin deficiencies.
Yes, not just one. Which explained a lot, the balance issues, the mental fog she reported, the fatigue, that overall unsteadiness. It was systemic, hitting multiple B-dependent pathways.
Okay, so bringing it all together, Margaret's story. Addressing all 6 of these, D, B12C, K2, CoQ10, and the B complex.
Within 3 months, the transformation was astounding.
From being told assisted living to walking daily, gardening, living independently.
Vibrant and confident again.
And it wasn't drugs or surgery. It was giving her body the nutrients it was screaming for.
It's an incredibly powerful testament to targeted nutrition.
It really is inspiring. And it shows you can take control. You don't have to accept that just getting older narrative.
But there's an urgency here. Margaret found out after a crisis. Waiting for your doctor to suggest this, it might be too late.
Falls don't wait.
Exactly. They happen instantly. And once a hip is broken or there's a head injury, vitamins won't undo that specific damage. Prevention, acting before the fall, is everything.
So the time to investigate this for yourself is now. While you're still mobile, still in control, think about it what you spend on, say, cable TV each month.
Probably more than it would cost to address these deficiencies.
Right. Which investment better secures your independence 5-10 years down the line? It puts it in perspective.
It's an investment in your future self, in your autonomy, your quality of life. And it's not about risky procedures. It's about fundamental building blocks.
So the path forward. What should people do? First, standard blood tests often miss this stuff.
Correct. Basic panels aren't usually designed to look for optimal levels of these specific nutrients in the context of fall prevention.
So you need to be your own advocate. Ask specifically. For vitamin D, it's the 25-hydroxy vitamin D test.
Right. For B12, ask for both serum B12 and methylmalonic acid, or MMA. MMA can show deficiency even if serum B12 looks okay.
Good tip. For C, vitamin C plasma levels. For K, ask about vitamin K2 testing or supplementation. For CoQ10 plasma levels.
And a comprehensive B-complex panel that checks B1, B6, B9, and others.
And when you get the results, don't just settle for normal.
Absolutely critical point. Aim for optimal levels. Lab ranges often flag only severe disease. Optimal levels support peak function, better balance, stronger muscles. Advocate for optimal, not just not sick.
Then take those results to someone who gets it. A functional medicine practitioner, maybe. Or a nutritional therapist.
Someone who understands how to use targeted supplementation. Because a generic drugstore multi probably isn't going to cut it for correcting real deficiencies. You need the right forms, the right doses. It needs to be personalized.
Like Margaret had with her daughter's health.
And her daughter's comment. It's heartbreaking, but so relevant. She said she sees patients daily whose falls, fractures, loss of independence could likely have been avoided if someone had just checked their vitamin levels earlier and fixed the problems.
The solutions are often simple, inexpensive, available, but overlooked until it's too late.
It's a tragic irony.
So your future self really is relying on you today. You can't stop aging, but you can control whether your body has the nutrients for strength, balance, resilience. Don't wait.
Get tested. Understand your needs. Fix the deficiencies. Give yourself that gift of stability and confidence. Prevent that fall that could change everything.
The power truly is in your hands. Will you take control of your nutritional health now you have this knowledge? Or leave it to chance and hope you don't become another statistic in this preventable epidemic?
The time to act is now. Tomorrow could be too late, but today is full of possibility if you seize it.